And welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where Barca are still the champions of La Liga. And I hope you're all doing really, really well. I hope you've really enjoyed the past few days here of celebrations. Today, we're still going to be talking about them. We had the bus parade yesterday in Barcelona, which was fantastic. But we're also going to be talking today about some of these summer plans there. Just a little introduction, really, into what we can expect this summer and what the expectations should be at the club ahead of next season. And we're also going to be talking about some of the rumours that we're hearing surrounding Dani Olmo. It is all on the way for you. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Now let's do this. However, guys, today's video is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, and I do have to say, Manscaped for me this season have been a bit of a good luck charm. You know, they've been with us all the way through the season. They really help here with the videos on the channel, and I also want to thank each and every one of you for also enjoying Manscaped's incredible products. I know lots of you here this season have tried out what they've got to offer. You've absolutely enjoyed it, and of course, guys, we are only 1 month away from Father's Day, which is a pretty important date in the calendar, and you've got to get your gifts sorted out, you've got to get your presents there. It's not easy to buy for a father, but Manscaped, I am sure, can help you out. So to celebrate here the La Liga title and such an incredible season, get 20% off your order now using the code TalkFCB. I really, really do appreciate the support, guys. And I know you, your dad, your brother, your uncle, whoever it is, they will love what Manscaped have to offer. But indeed, guys, it is absolutely true here that these celebrations are very much continuing. The good feeling just keep going and going and going. And the beautiful thing is, we're going to take this feeling all the way into the summer. We can feel really good, really excited about this team all the way through it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And yesterday we did have the bus parade there, the true celebration in the city, and it was incredible. 670,000 fans came out there to celebrate and pay tribute to this team, and that was also on pretty short notice too there. The club announcing that parade would take place on Friday, and I just loved it. You know, I love seeing all the players together, and I just thought all the way through, this is such a special group. You know, these are people here, and not only players, not only teammates, but there's a lot of really good bonds in this squad right now, friendships and true feelings, and I just think it was amazing to see them all celebrating together, knowing what they've achieved, having those special moments with the fans. You know, we saw lots of laughs, we saw lots of comedic moments, I've got to say as well, because I tell you what, you know, one player that seemed to very much enjoy himself, well, that was Inigo Martinez there. He was the life and soul of the party. He was involved in absolutely everything, almost like when he's defending, you know, he's at the heart of it. He wants to get very much involved, and he really, really did enjoy the celebrations, and so he should. What a season he has had. You know, at this stage of his career, today actually is his birthday, turns 34 years old. You would not know it. He has been absolutely sublime, and he deserves, just like all the players do, to really, really savour these moments. And also, it's just so interesting to look at the blend. You know, you've got players there, very experienced players who've seen it all, like Robert Lewandowski, like Szczesny, of course. They've seen this kind of thing before, but then you've got younger players who are experiencing these kinds of moments for the first time. And like we said yesterday, it's only going to make them want them more. It's only going to give them now a taste, you know, a fraction of what they can go on to achieve in their careers. And I think we're seeing something here, the start of something very, very special indeed. And if anything, I mean, Hansi Flick, he only adds to that feeling for me. You know, every time that I hear him speak, every time that I hear him talk about what coaching Barca means to him, you know, the joy that it's brought him, the excitement that he has for the future. And I think even yesterday, he was, you know, watching on from those celebrations, somebody that usually doesn't give away a huge amount of emotion. You know, Flick keeps himself very, very focused on the job in hand, but even yesterday he couldn't fail but to enjoy and really get wrapped up in those celebrations. He said, look, it was so impressive. He said, when you see people's faces, when you see what it means to them, it was beautiful. And he said, I hope that we can do this again next year. Again, he's already thinking about the next season, about repeating what we've done and actually going to new heights. He said it was amazing to see the celebrations at this club. And I think Flick here, he can give us all so much excitement moment, so much hope ahead of what's to come. And it wasn't just his words either, speaking there about Flick, speaking about his influence, it wasn't just about him, because I would also like to talk here about some really, really special words, in my opinion, from Lamine Yamal, because obviously we spoke yesterday about Yamal, his own performances, his own incredible season. We spoke a lot about the influence and the impact of Hansi Flick, how good and how impressive he has been this season, but I also thought it was really nice there, in amongst all these celebrations, that Yamal said, I want to thank Xavi. He said, because without him, all of this here, it's not going to be possible. He said he gave us young players the opportunity to make our debut. So I would like to thank him. And I thought that was a really nice moment to pay tribute to Xavi here and to basically understand where we all came from. Because there is no doubt in my mind here that, yes, Hansi Flick, he has taken us to another level. He has taken us to the next level. That's what we all wanted, and he has delivered upon that. There's no arguing with that. But there is also no harm here in also paying tribute to the man who helped lay these foundations, who did give opportunities to so many of these young players, gave them that start in their Barca career, gave them that opportunity to now we're seeing what we're seeing. So I think Xavi does deserve a lot of credit. He will always, of course, remain such a special part of this club. And for Yamal to recognise that too, I think that's great on his part. That is really, really nice to hear. And everybody right now, everybody is just feeling great. However, guys, this is football, and unfortunately, as much as we want to just celebrate the days away and just think about all the things that we've achieved, and we will do that, but at the same time, and in the back of our minds already right now, we are having to think ahead, because in football, time doesn't stop. Nobody's going to wait for you here. Nobody's just going to say, oh, well, Barca are the best team. Barca are so good. There's nothing that we can do. We can't catch up with them. Teams all around us here, they are going to be striving to close that gap. But you're already looking at what Real Madrid are doing, for example. They're already making some very early moves in the transfer market. Trent, of course, was a very, very well-documented one. But I think the signing they made today, Dean Howson, that is an excellent signing there. I've got to say, I've got to hold my hands up. He is a fantastic centre-back. I wouldn't have minded seeing him at Barca, let's be honest, although we are blessed right now in the centre-back area, but he's a very, very good player. And of course, they've got Xabi Alonso arriving too. He's going to give them a very different look to what we saw under Carlo Ancelotti, and clearly, Real Madrid, they're changing things. They are rapidly here going about changing a lot at the club in order to close that gap. And that is why it has to be a big, big thing here for Barca. You can't stand still. That is so, so important this summer. And I think the signs are already very encouraging. Because on the one hand, you got Joan Laporta, because he has confirmed now that he will be running again in the 2026 elections. He said there, we saved the club, we came in at such a difficult time, and this project right here, what we are striving for, it deserves to continue. And I like right now the security that we have. I like right now the long-term planning that we are seeing. I think for Laporta to have brought in Hansi Flick, that was a fantastic decision that he's made, and this is what Laporta has always wanted. He's not the kind of president here that wants to constantly be going through coaches. He wants somebody there that he can firmly put his trust in and just ride with them and just really back them in every possible way. And it feels like we have that now. And what we have, the advantage that we have over somebody there like Real Madrid, we don't have to tear everything up. We don't have to go into a brand new season and into a summer transfer window here where we've got to start all over again and start building right from the bottom. We've got those incredible foundations. We can build upon what we've already started this season. And I think we're in a perfect spot right now, because you add to that, we're not going to the Club World Cup. And of course, financially, that's not ideal. But in terms of the footballing side, in terms of planning and preparation and recovery, it's massive for us, because these players here who've gone through such a hard season, so many games, such a demanding calendar, they get the entire summer off. And when they come back from that summer of rest, then you've got a full Hansi Flick pre-season. There's a reason why Flick is already talking about that pre-season. He's already thinking in his mind, think about what we can do. Think about the ideas there. Think about the tactical concepts that we can go through. We can have more drills. We can have more time with these players now. And I love our position right now. And that is why, for me, the summer transfer window, it's vital for us here, because everything else is taking care of itself. You've got the coach, you've got the vision, you've got the president. I think it's a very, very big summer here for Deco. In that sporting director area, he has an absolutely massive summer ahead. Because look now, Deco, he's not new in the job anymore. He shouldn't be inexperienced at this level. He should know now exactly what's expected of him, exactly how this role works. And it's a very, very big sign, because I think Barca are going to target several signings. Of course, we're working there on that one-for-one ruling. We want to stay in the one-for-one, because then we can strengthen in those areas that we need. And we're going to be talking lots more about who, about where, about what this squad needs. But I love where we are. I love the foundations. I love what we've seen this season. And I believe everybody right here can honestly be very excited. But if we do, though, guys, talk about one particular rumour, because we have heard this quite a few times over the past few days, lots of rumours here surrounding Dani Olmo and Manchester City here, because I think it's very interesting. It's not the first time that we've heard links here between City and Olmo, and apparently Pep Guardiola this summer would absolutely love to sign Dani Olmo. That would actually be his number one target. If he could choose anyone this summer, he would love to sign Olmo. But is it realistic there? Is it something that could actually happen? Bearing in mind, he only signed for Barca last summer. He's only been here for just the one season. Well, this morning, Dani Olmo's agent, Andy Barra, he came out quite frankly, actually, when speaking about these rumours. He said, we're not talking to any other club right now. He said, Dani is very happy at Barcelona. He's winning titles. He's being part here of a great team. The rumours are completely false there. Speaking about those Man City links, speaking about Olmo potentially leaving Barca, and I think it's going to be an interesting situation to keep an eye on. Not necessarily there regarding Olmo's future. I don't expect him to leave Barca. He was the player, of course, that Flick really wanted. He was the big signing, the one big signing that we've made so far. And you could ultimately see, in those early stages, why Flick wanted Olmo, that he did really complete the team there, that certainly in terms of that front four, when it was clicking, when it was all firing, it was absolutely spectacular. But I think what we all want to see from Olmo next season is more continuity there. I think the club are going to take a really good look at him in terms of the physical side. You know, can we avoid injury problems? Is there anything that we can do there to help that side of things? Because ultimately, when he plays at his best, you know, when he's physically at his peak, when he can play a run of games there without interruption, he is a top player. He can impact any game. He can really fit well with this system that we have. But we have to avoid those really frustrating injuries. You know, not necessarily big ones, not necessarily they're really season-threatening ones, but just ones that have really interrupted his flow, interrupted his season. I think especially in 2025, it's been so stop-start for Dani Olmo. So I think the most important thing this summer, have a good summer of rest, have a really good pre-season, get a good look at him and a good understanding of what he needs, you know, to keep his body in absolute peak condition, because when he's at his best, he is a top player. Nobody doubts that. And there definitely is, still much more to come from him. So that there, guys, is the very latest Barca news. And of course, on Sunday, we are going to be playing against Villarreal. It does feel as though maybe the players aren't going to be ultra focused on that game. They are in celebration mode. And look, they have earned it here. We've wrapped up the title early, and we are going to enjoy all of these feelings. So please let me know in the comments down below everything that we have discussed here today. What's your thoughts there on Dani Olmo, on our summer of preparation, and how did you enjoy the bus parade? I will see all of you guys soon, and please do check out what Manscaped have to offer. Thank you for the support, guys, but until next time, as always, Vejka, El Barça.